focus. Ideate, innovate, enable.
The Tata Group has always been at the forefront of corporate social responsibility. And one such initiative is the Tata Social Internship program. Started in the summer of 2008, the Tata Social Internship program is now in its 8th year and is offered at the University of California, Berkeley, the University of California, Davis, London School of Economics and University of Cambridge.
Hi, my name is Sarah.
I'm Priyavara Chorji.
My name is Shalini Chatterjee.
Hi, my name is Yohei Kato.
Hi, my name is Genevieve Joy.
My name is Gurjit Singh Chacha.
Hi, my name is Edward.
I'm Andrew.
My name is Hannah Kishal.
I'm Diptanshu.
My name is Cho.
Hi, my name is Billy.
My name is Sadri Jain.
मेरा नाम Kyle है.
Namaste. मेरा नाम Hannah है.
The internship program invites these international students to intern in Tata's various CSR projects spread out across the country.
The basic objective of the program is to give international students from leading universities a cross-cultural experience which will promote international understanding. They will get that cross-cultural experience at an early stage in their career. It's a sort of formative stage of their career. And our companies, which are doing extensive work across different Tata companies, institutions, with the communities, in a variety of different areas. Livelihoods, could be education, it could be disaster, it could be sort of medical hospitals, variety of different things. They get a different perspective from international students who bring out a very different perspective when they work on specific projects. They work on existing projects, not completely new projects in that sense, but they take up a specific task while doing those projects.
CNBC TV 18 followed these students to their internship locations as they participated in the sustainability projects of the Tata companies in India. Beginning our journey in Lonavala, we met Henna Kaushal, a student of political sciences at the University of California, Berkeley, interning at Tata Power, where she studied farm-based livelihood potential for the dairy project with cost-benefit analysis at Pune district.
या पद्धतीमध्ये 6 ते 8 किलो बियाणं 1 एकरला पुरेसं होतं.
What he is telling is this is a SRI पद्धत, SRI, System of Rice Irrigation. This is one of the package of practices which we have told. This is the best practices of the field. Okay.
I was really interested in development work and also very interested in coming to India since my roots are here. And it was something that I kind of did spontaneously and decided that I would spend my summer here working and also seeing what a corporation can do with their CSR, their corporate social responsibility mandates. And I had always heard that Tata as a group has had this legacy for the past, since they started 100 years ago. And this was something that I wanted to see and observe and also understand how development work can function as a tool of empowerment for people. Coming here, the experience has been so great that I've learned so much and I've seen literally in the fields where my food comes from, that comes to my table. And interacting with the people, the farmers who do all the hard labor and understanding their struggles and their lives has been really impactful for me because it also connects to that personal background of my own family and my family's history of farming as well. I think these types of internships are incredibly important because it makes you a little uncomfortable. Like you're coming from, me for example, coming from America, very comfortable lifestyle, coming to India in a rural area and working in the fields. Of course, I get a little uncomfortable sometimes, but then I question why I'm uncomfortable and I question sort of what's going on around me. And that sort of perspective that I've gained here is probably something that I wouldn't have gained back home where I don't go out of my comfort zone too much.
Henna is working basically on this, how our engagement with the community, are they satisfied with our programs, and what the impact basically this program is creating in their lives. So definitely this Tata Social Internship program have give the Hena and Tata Power a platform where she go and talk to the communities and understand their problems, what are their problems, key problems, issues lying with them, and how our engagement with them, are they satisfied with our program.
Next, we travel to Tata Quality Management Services in Jamshedpur, where this intern assessed performance trends on a few parameters and designed and developed stakeholder satisfaction survey for schools participating in the Tata Education Excellence Program.
You've already taken the survey, but while you're taking the survey, if you want to talk to me, just raise your hand. We can talk about it.
What's the name of the school? Are you sure?
Alright, so you want to click on the right side? Yeah. Majority of my internship is administrative, meaning the large bulk of my work is actually coordinating with different schools rather than working with one individual one. So every single day I go to my office in Excel or I sit down, I open up a Word spreadsheet or an Excel file, and I'm playing around with numbers and data that I collected. But it's also important for me to also keep in touch with the different schools. So in addition to going to the office every single day and doing all that office administrative work, without actually staying in touch with the schools, I think there's a disjuncture between professionalism and who you're actually working with. So I visited about 7 or 8 schools, I would say, and I've sat in on classrooms, I've talked to teachers, I've talked to principals, and overall it's been a wonderful experience. Coming from the United States, especially coming from an immigrant family, there's an expectation that you have to make money. And when you have to make money, you automatically think, let me work for a corporation because that's where everything is being made. But on the other side, there's also the idea of, I come from a strong community, a community of immigrants that worked hard to make sure that my kids could go to school. So you're also living to try and ensure that people who are not represented in the populace have services and have different sort of access to wealth, I guess you can say, that they wouldn't have otherwise. This opportunity was a way for me to not only work for a company that is probably one of the most influential in the world and undoubtedly in India, but also an opportunity to work for it, working for the people rather than for the money. So it's a way of bridging getting professional experience in the corporate world, but doing it through a social lens.
First of all, when he came in here as an intern, I was pretty much confident that he'll be able to do the work because of the background that had been mailed to me. He was extremely well prepared, I would say, because he was in contact with me before coming here. So he had pretty much of an idea of what was expected of him even then. And he had been doing some homework. So when he came here, he was able to ask the right kind of questions and prepare himself accordingly.
Coming up on the other side, we travel to Mithapur in Gujarat to meet interns from the London School of Economics as they study the livelihood dynamics in local ecosystems. Stay tuned. Continuing our journey, we join the Tata Social Interns from the London School of Economics in Mithapur, Gujarat, as they attempt to provide solutions for various projects under Tata Chemical Society for Rural Development.
Also, the fact that older ladies are part of the self-help groups, has this changed your community in any ways? Like, has it made people, like men, more receptive to women working?
તમે જેમ કીધું કે તમારી જ્ઞાતિના બધા લેડીઝ કામ કરવું જોબ કરી તો બધા ગ્રુપમાં છે ને તમને આટલી માહિતી જાણવા મળે છે તો તમારી જ્ઞાતિમાં લેડીઝમાં એવા કોઈ પરિવર્તન આવ્યા છે તમને એવું લાગે છે ઘરે બેઠા એમ કે ધંધો કરે કોઈ બહાર તો નથી
My name is Cho. I'm from LSE. I've just graduated this year, and I'm from Vietnam.
My project at TCSRD is about inter-community dynamics and its influence on development initiatives. So for now, I've been looking at how community has helped to promote good governance, and especially TCSRD has been setting up farmers groups, self-help groups, and water committee, and I'm looking at how if they interacted with the head of the village, promoted all the village's needs and wants and interests, be able to lobby for the interests to the central government. And I'm also looking at some things in education, because education initiatives, it's on a lot of villages' mind, but there hasn't been an exact way to express that kind of interest yet. So that's what I'm looking at. It is quite tough, I'm not going to lie, because especially for my project as well, it's about inter-community dynamics, and that's something that is so subtle that you can't really just ask them about it. And a lot of times that's one of the things I've realized, like my questions sometimes are just too direct, too sensitive, but that's the kind of questions I need to ask, because I don't really know what's going on. I can't just observe them. I can't just listen in on their conversations and pick up like bits and pieces about this. So it's definitely been quite tough, but I've learned ways around it. I learned the other day, like apparently asking people what their political affiliation is very sensitive actually. So you have to ask around, like ask them, how do you feel about the central government? So things like that. And definitely, I mean, say with the caste system, I have to look at it from that point of view as well. It's very heavily woven into social identity. That's how people still identify themselves, but that's legally abolished. So, and then there's just me coming in, looking at like, is the caste system still relevant? But asking questions that perpetuates that. So definitely, I've had a lot of issues with linguistic barriers, but I'm learning to work around it, asking questions that's light, but it also gets me where I kind of need to get as well.
Why did you choose to join? તમને આ વસ્તુમાં જોડાવાની ઈચ્છા કેમ થઈ? અમારા ઘરની બાજુમાં છે, અમે અવસર નહીં કામ કરી શકીએ ને અહીંયા નહીં કામ કરી શકીએ, એટલે અમને નજીક પડે છે.
Hi, my name is Billy. I'm from Sweden. I've just completed a Bachelor of Science in International Relations at LSE, and I am here in Mittapur to do a 2-month internship with TCSRD. So what I've done so far is interview beneficiaries of the non-farm-based livelihood programs, such as the skill-based vocational training programs, including clusters, self-help groups, and students who have undertaken the beautician, computing, and tailoring and stitching courses provided by TCSRD. I've also interviewed farmers, members from water committees of different villages, farmer groups, and also female farmers who are looking to join farmer groups. I think that something that I've learned is that coming from LSE, where we study development from a very academic point of view, we are always very critical about different development initiatives and whether they actually have an impact. But coming here and speaking to women who have taken part in the clusters, who have made an income for themselves, I actually see that in practice, small-scale initiatives can have a very large impact. And I'm not as critical as I've been taught to be, for example, at LSE.
Interning at Tata Chemicals, we met Dipanshu Kotru from the London School of Economics, working on the role of environment initiatives by TCSRD on business and local community sustainability.
Basically, I've worked with a lot of NGOs over the past 4 or 5 years, and approaching development issues, sustainability issues through a corporate view is something new, and I really wanted to have a look in how corporates go about their own businesses, like Tata Chemicals has a cement and soda ash industry right here, and how they abate their impacts in the region, and how they go about different conservation activities, and do they actually make an impact, and if corporate ways for the future to lead into more a business side to making things greener, and maybe changing over to green economy, maybe the corporate methodology is the way to go about things. Poshitra is the first village, which is 30 kilometers from Mittapur, and that's the first village where it will be implemented. So I basically went and talked to the head of the water committee, which is the Pani Samiti, and basically had a chat with him of all the initiatives that are already in place, which basically are in a way environment friendly and won't damage the climate as much, which links on to the bigger question of climate change.
Through this internship program, what exactly it is aimed as, students coming with new ideas from good institutes, coming down here, staying with us. We hope that they will give us a different perspective, because we are working here right on the field, so we always feel whatever we are doing seems okay, fine, good. Their perspective is any day a little bit different, and that's what we expect, and that's what we expect to bring. So that will definitely help us in our work, and also it will be a mutual learning for them.
Next up, the CNBC TV18 entourage travels to Kolkata to capture the internship experience of the students at Tata Medical Center. Stay tuned. The unique experiential Tata Social Internship program attracts students from the world's leading universities to intern in the sustainability projects of Tata companies in India. From the salt city Mithapur in Gujarat to the city of joy Kolkata, CNBC TV18 now joins the interns at Tata Medical Center.
Hi, my name is Sarah. I'm from Cambridge University studying natural sciences. I've just finished my second year and I'm interning at the Tata Medical Center in Calcutta. I'm working in the microbiology lab, and my internship is based on infection rates, and in particular trying to look if there's a correlation between infection rates, whether it's multi-drug resistant organisms or just normal organisms, and whether there's a correlation with either the length of stay of the patient in hospital or their total hospital bill. I think for an international perspective, I wouldn't say I've contributed that much, because a lot of, science is universal. But I think personally I've brought some of my statistics across, because with natural sciences it's an umbrella degree for all the sciences, so I have a background in maths and statistics, so to be able to bring that into the hospital environment has been quite useful.
The Tata's Social Internship project is a very good opportunity for the interns, and I would say it's also a very good opportunity for the people who guide these interns, and I'm very fortunate to have them. They come from very interesting backgrounds. Priya is from a biomedical engineering background, and for her the project on the machine is very useful, and Sarah comes from a life sciences background. For her also, I think the pre-medical experience of working in a hospital would be very, very useful in future.
Typically I start my morning by visiting the microbiology lab, which is where I'm directly interning, and so I will usually meet with my supervisor, Dr. Bhattacharya. We'll talk about my progress throughout the week and the goals for the day, etc. I might have a look at the PCR machine in the lab, kind of figure out what are the hardware components that I need to analyze further. I'll spend some time in the library during the afternoon, doing a literature review, looking at some sourcing, looking online for parts that are available in India. And then usually I also spend some time here in the pediatrics wards. I'm interested in pediatric oncology, so this has been a really great opportunity for me to kind of examine health in developing countries, which is a field of particular interest to me. So when I'm on rounds with the pediatrics team, I'm able to go interact with patients a little bit, see the children, and interact with the doctors, the nurses, and kind of see how their everyday works as well. I think that definitely in the US, I have never had the opportunity to get such a hands-on experience in terms of whether it be healthcare or even in the biomedical engineering field. So I really appreciate the fact that the doctors, the nurses, the scientists here have been so accommodating to us as interns here. They've really tried to make sure that we get the full experience and understand exactly what they're doing, like every single minute of their day, and they're always there to answer our questions and direct us to the right resources if we have any additional questions and things like that.
Hi, my name is Shalini Chatterjee. I just graduated from the University of California at Berkeley, and I am an intern here at Tata Medical Center. This summer I've been working on a palliative care needs assessment at the hospital. I've had a really amazing experience here. Particularly the doctors here are really amazing, and they really make sure that, you're actually doing something productive. They're very accommodating, they work you, but they also want to make sure you're having fun. So it's been a really incredible experience. I think it's also given me a lot of perspective, particularly coming to a cancer hospital where not all of the patients always have the money they need. I've heard stories about people, having to sell land in order to fund their cancer treatment, and even then sometimes the patient doesn't live. So was it worth it in the end, So I think it just really helps me take a lot of perspective and understand, what is really important in my life and where I want to go forth from here. So I think, I would definitely encourage people to, if they can, go work somewhere that you've never been before. Do something that makes you uncomfortable. It'll help you grow a lot.
It has been a fantastic opportunity to interact with lots of students, young people across continents from Europe and America who come here, and I think it's quite an enabling and enriching experience for both them and us.
Next week, we meet more interns on our way to the final stop, Mumbai, and show you glimpses of the final presentations by the interns as TSIP draws to a close. Stay tuned.